Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Sports with Chase. We talk about all things sports here, how it relates to society, how it impacts society, and everything around sports. I'm here with my man Patrick.
What's up?
And today we're going to be talking about a couple different things here. A lot has happened over the past week, so there's a couple things that we're going to discuss here. We're going to talk about Blake Griffin and DeMarcus Cousins being Hall of Famers. I've been seeing a lot on the internet lately that people are considering if Blake is a Hall of Famer or not. I think that's interesting to talk about. Lisa Leslie getting a statue outside the Staples Center, which is really cool and interesting. Former Lakers players talking about being traded from the Lakers. Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, all coming out on social media talking about how they felt about it. Joe Johnson getting a lot of eyes on him in the NBA, even at the age he's at now, which I think is close to 40. Also, we're going to talk about football predictions, Antonio Brown suspension, and our main topic at the end will be self-esteem related to sports. So we're going to just jump right into it. And so, Patrick, let's talk about Blake Griffin being a Hall of Famer. So, in my opinion, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see Blake as a Hall of Famer. At least not yet. I mean, 21.9 points per game is good. Also averaging 9 rebounds, almost a double-double. He shot, 50% for his career.
50%?
He's a big. First off, if you want to be real, he's a big man that's not that good.
What?
He should be high, like 50s, high 50s.
He's shooting three.
Okay, that's my point though. He does shoot threes. You're right. But if you want to talk about as an actual big man, he should be like in the high 50s. But I mean, no, he shot the three.
What do you say about Dirk?
He shot the three.
Dirk is a Hall of Famer, pretty much.
He shot the three at about 30%, 34%. Not bad for a big man. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I don't think that still qualifies you to be in the Hall of Fame.
Whoa.
What has he really done with his career?
One second.
Apart from numbers, you don't got no rings.
He's a 5-time NBA All-Star.
How many times has he made it past the first round?
All right.
Twice?
But that's a team effort.
No, it is a team effort, but you have to factor that in when you talk about Hall of Famers.
He's been on good teams, too. You can't even say he's been on good teams where they made it to the playoffs. They just can't win.
I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, my man needs to do more than just dunk on a couple people. It has some good numbers.
He's improved his game. He's
no.
To the three-point line.
I'm not saying he's not a solid player. He's great. He's a great player, but is he Hall of Fame worthy just yet? No, I don't think he's had it yet. In all honesty, I think he needs to get out of Detroit and actually try and win. I don't really know how his contract works or anything, but he needs to go somewhere where they can win now. He's about to be 30, maybe mid-30s. No, not even mid-30s, my fault. He's about to be 30 probably. Or is 30. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy.
I definitely think he is. Just proven. And looking at some Hall of Famers stat line, like Steve Nash, who only averages 13 points. Jason Kidd, who averages 12.6 points. His career is 21.9 with 9 rebounds. And as a big, still managing to get 4.5 assists. This year, he averaged, 24.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 5.4 assists.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. It's guards that can't even put up those numbers.
That's not bad. No, listen, I think he's a spectacular player. We'll wait and see what happens. I think this year right here will settle it for me. If he's able to put up great numbers this year, then I think I can agree with saying he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
But why did he put up great numbers before?
You're right. No, his numbers are nice. But I just feel like he needs to do a little bit more to really earn that Hall of Fame battle. So now, Patrick, you brought up an interesting point. DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Do you think he should be a Hall of Famer, even with all the injuries and stuff like that? He still manages for his career to average 21.2 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. We got to remember, DeMarcus Cousins was probably the best big man in the game at one point in the NBA.
He was definitely solid.
He was definitely
extremely
when
solid.
He was on the Kings. He was definitely one of the best big men in the NBA, if not the best.
He was definitely out there making a killing.
So, do you think that he deserves? He can still be in the Hall of Fame because he's pretty much putting up Blake Griffin numbers too.
Oh man, I just feel like he's never been on a winning team. And numbers alone are nice.
He has been. It's just he gets injured on
team?
Warriors. Now he's on the Lakers.
Okay, see that
every time he gets injured, when he I think he should avoid being on winning teams so he can stay healthy.
I didn't even consider that DeMarcus Cousins. I didn't know who that was on that court. To be honest with you, it looked like a shell of a man. Because I didn't know who it was, and to be honest with you. He didn't play well. And then let's talk about the injuries. I mean, to me, he was playing injured with the Warriors.
Yeah. And
then, okay, that doesn't work out. He goes to L.A. He gets injured again. I don't know what to expect anymore. I don't know if his career might be done. Now, he's up there in age. I'm pretty sure he's 30. He's about 30.
Let's see how old
and he's at that point in his career where an injury like that. He's 29? Okay. Yeah. So he's about to be 30. So he's at that point in his career where one injury, that's it. He's done. Yeah. He's done. It's over. I hope that's not the case because I love his game. I love to watch him play. But we'll see what happens.
I mean, he's probably going to try and come back off this injury. But if he gets hurt again, his career is definitely over.
I can agree with that. So let's talk about something very interesting happening in the front of Staples Center. Lisa Leslie will be honored with a statue. Crazy thing. It's amazing. I'll say that first. It's amazing.
Definitely showing women's rights. Definitely.
Because she was a great
women's
basketball player.
WNBA player.
Great.
Yeah, she was.
So I think that's very deserved. And it also kind of brings up, I don't know how you feel about it, but kind of talking about how I've heard some WNBA players say that they kind of deserve the same, I guess you could say, money or recognition as the NBA game.
You know what? I can't agree with that because they don't bring in the amount of sales the NBA does.
Exactly, and see what I don't like is that sometimes they'll try to turn it into a sex thing. Yeah, like it's only because they're men that people pay attention more. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. I've watched women's basketball before. Yeah. And I can tell you, it's not as exciting.
It's not. Because they can't dunk.
Yeah.
I'm not not even trying to degrade what they
can
play basketball.
No, exactly, they can.
But it's just not exciting. They're not throwing alleys. They're not even it's not.
It is a solid game. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It is basketball at its core. Definitely. It is a solid game. It is just not as exciting. Uh-huh. But I think with this statue, I kind of feel like that's that recognition. That people are watching, and there is recognition for that. Even someone like me, I have a lot of respect for that game. I really do. They play their hearts out on that court.
They're still professional athletes. I feel like they need to be paid more, but they can't just get an NBA player's salary. Because
like you said before, they don't bring in the same money as these other people. It's like LeBron. When Kobe was playing. No, it's not like that. Yeah, exactly. It's not. So no, I totally agree with what you said. So, into our next story. As we all know, Anthony Davis gets traded to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. A lot of people lost their roster spot because of that. And some of them didn't find out through a phone call. They found out through Twitter. Bleacher Report kind of broke this.
Broke the news to him?
Not the news to him, but broke the news. I found out through Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
Josh Hart puts up a tweet basically saying, he played his heart out for the purple and gold, played hard, played hurt, no excuses or anything.
Yeah.
He would have liked the common courtesy of a phone call to find out that he was traded and not through Twitter.
Definitely. That's like a slap in the face.
Exactly. And I think this is one of the problems I have with the NBA. As far as the sports organization goes, I think it is run properly and fairly as far as players, coaches, the people who own the teams. I think it's pretty fair,
Yeah.
My one issue is, though, I understand it's a business, but why can't you tell certain people things or call them and have that, like you said, common courtesy to do something? Even with Isaiah Thomas, like the way the Celtics handled that situation, I don't think that was right. He played in the playoffs after his sister was killed in a car crash?
Yeah.
I mean, the man was in tears on the court. Dropping 40 on people.
I know.
Dropping 40 on people.
And then just to trade him like that?
Let him go just like that. Because he had a little nagging groin injury. And, they felt it was in their best interest to just get rid of him. I don't think that's right.
NBA is a business, though.
It is.
It's all about the money. They don't.
It is.
I don't think they. At the end of the day, they don't really care. It's a business. They want what's best for their program, and that's what they're gonna do. So if that means signing Anthony Davis and getting rid of Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and those are actually players that they wanted to
and Lonzo especially, yeah. I mean,
Lonzo definitely had something to say about it.
They picked him up first.
Exactly. That was their first. That was their first round pick.
I'm not gonna say they were necessarily wrong for trading him because let's be honest, did he play to expectations? No, not at all.
But still, though, you got to give him time. Not everybody he was hurt a lot.
I don't think the Lakers wanted time, bro. When you're coming off Kobe Bryant dynasty, and you've been bad for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You know you kind of want progress now, and I mean, hey, they got that with LeBron and Anthony Davis, and we'll see how far they're able to push that. But I just kind of feel like, even though it's a business, they should try to at least tell people when they're getting kicked off the boat.
Definitely.
That would be nice. And on to the next topic, Joe Johnson. Been playing in the Big Three. I don't know if you've been watching.
Yeah, didn't he just win the championship?
Yes. That man is on fire, and he's getting a lot of recognition from a lot of NBA teams.
Exactly.
Even as old as he is.
Even when he was in the NBA, he was doing good.
I was like, so Joe, I love Joe Johnson game. I loved it. That man can play. He can play. I always felt like he was one of the great players that kind of never really got
the
recognition he deserved. Maybe it's because he wasn't on the best of teams, but he wasn't on the worst.
He had a good team though. Especially when all those
Hawks
players, yeah,
they had a really good run. That man is 38 years old.
Yeah, I know. Still, you would never think that the way he's playing. He is playing against older guys, but still, he's
destroying them though. Like he's 24.
Exactly.
So I mean, I want to see Joe back in the NBA.
I think he can play in the NBA.
What? He'd be an amazing pickup for a player off the bench. Exactly. Amazing. Yeah, he's a downright player. That he comes out there, he hoops. There's no BS with him. He's gonna come out there and give it his all and play his game. It's ISO Joe.
Definitely.
So let's talk about Antonio Brown, man. You know a little bit more about this than I do. What happened with him?
So in the NFL, the NFL doesn't want him to wear the helmet that he originally wears, and they're trying to get them to wear the newer helmets, but he wants to keep his helmet. So the NFL doesn't want that to happen. They want the newer helmets, yeah, the ones that have the most safety on them.
Yeah,
and he's basically saying he doesn't, if they don't allow him to wear his stuff, he doesn't need the NFL anymore. He already built his own dynasty and everything. He's good. And now it's just causing a lot of trouble. Now he's getting into fights with the general manager.
Yeah, I was about to say, as per reporting on ESPN, he got into an argument with the general manager, Mike Mayock, and he's suspended now.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I think it's childish that he's really this upset about helmets. If anything, I think the new helmets are supposed to protect them.
But I think he's just trying to prove a point. He really is. I think he needs to humble himself at the same time. But he's just trying to prove a point for all the football players that. You got to stand behind your own things. If you want to wear your helmet, you can wear your helmet. He doesn't want the league to basically own you like that. But even though I don't know, he doesn't. He wants to just be able to wear his own stuff, pretty much.
I could definitely understand that, but I think that he needs to look at it like this. Football's a dangerous sport. There's a lot of concussions.
Yeah.
And if they're making new state-of-the-art helmets to help prevent these said concussions, I think he needs to go with it. Definitely. It'll also show younger kids out there that it's safe to play football by putting on these new helmets that could possibly help and prevent concussions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous sport out there. I think that he should just, like you said, humble himself and wear the helmet. So let's get into a little bit of predictions. Who do you think? Who do you have to win the Super Bowl? And I know all the teams haven't played. Just maybe 1 or 2 games going on today.
I'm not even gonna go. I got all the faith in my team, Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens.
But I think it's gonna be the Los Angeles Rams. The
Rams, they're stacked, and with that stacked team, you know, they're probably gonna be able to win the Super Bowl with all those players. So let's get into our final topic of today: self-esteem related to sports. Now, sports and self-esteem really go hand in hand because anyone that plays sports, like yourself, you're a high school athlete, you'll know that it's the greatest high when you're doing amazing. You're playing well. You feel on top of the world, like nothing can stop you. It's that huge confidence.
Because everybody show you love. Like, even in school, even the teachers start treating you different, stuff like that. Like, that's what being a high school athlete, that's what being a college athlete, NBA player.
It does go for everybody. You get the recognition for being a great player.
But also, if you're doing bad, and especially if you're that great player and you're doing bad and the team is on your back, people are going to show you.
And it changes up real quick.
And that could lower your self-esteem, and that could be the reason why you play bad. But you also need somebody to be like, nah, you got this, or you guys, you got it. Like, you're gonna be good. You guys are gonna win. You need somebody to boost your self-esteem, and even yourself. Like, you can't get down on yourself. That's a big thing about it.
Question for you: how do you think the negative aspect of, like, how do you think your self-esteem is affected when you're playing bad? Like, what's the what do you feel like is the negative aspect of that?
Like, you know, all your friends are in the crowd. You keep airballing. Like, you got people from different schools in there. And like, oh, he sucks. like that could bring down your self-esteem. Even with me, like, if I'm doing bad and my father's in the crowd, I see his face. Oh my gosh. And then when I'm doing good and I see my father, he's screaming, yelling, that's a constant booster because I know I'm turning him up. Like, you know, it's just two different things. Like,
yeah, I feel like on the negative aspect of it, I feel like it can lead to some probably extreme depression, especially when you're doing bad, because it's like you said, when you're doing well and you're on top, they're going to love you.
Yeah.
But when you do bad, they're going to hate you. And it'll change up quick. You know, they do it with LeBron James. They do it with just about anybody, you know. It changes up quick, and I just feel like self-esteem in sports, like I said before, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
One kind of plays into the other, you know.
Definitely.
You get the recognition, you get the love, whether it be fake or real, you get it all.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, you know, it's important to kind of see that relationship and also have players and young players like yourself understand it and not take it too serious. Because then you don't want that depression to start and that self-hate to kind of set in. Yeah, when you start hating yourself because you're doing bad.
It's been plenty of times I wanted to quit basketball. But I'd be like, I put so much work into the sport that, like, it's too late to quit now. You just got to get over it. You know
exactly, you know. And I think that's important for a lot of the listeners out there and young hoopers out there to understand
you gotta look at Derrick Rose.
Man. Perfect example.
Injuries, trades, everything. Like, he wanted to quit basketball, but, you know,
he stuck with it.
Exactly. And now, this first season, back with the Timberwolves, he had 50 points.
He had a 50-point game. It was insane. He was crying and everything. I remember.
Exactly.
Talking about it. And, you know,
and that definitely boosted his self-esteem.
Exactly. And that plays into the self-esteem, like we said before. I'm glad you actually brought Derrick Rose up. That's the perfect example of smart self-esteem in sports. Yeah. He got injured. Back to back. He wasn't playing for a while.
Think about it. Before that, he was the MVP.
He was the youngest MVP of the sport, period. He was.
Exactly.
The youngest one, and then to get hurt, to not be able to play. Then you got people in your ear telling you you're bad.
You'll never be the same.
You'll never be the same. Exactly. It messes with your mental. But like you said before, it's about sticking to it. And if you love the sport that much, you know, you can fight through it. You can have that mental to stay through the tough times. You know?
Yeah.
That concludes our podcast for this week. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be back next week with more stuff to talk about. This has been Sports Talk with Chase. Have a blessed day.